Hi, this is Justin Elliott for TPM Media. I'm here with Michael Ratner of the Center for Constitutional Rights. You made an interesting point during the panel that you favored the appointment of a special prosecutor rather than a commission of inquiry to investigate crimes during the Bush era that Scott Horton was writing about in his article. Can you explain why you think that might be a better option practically and politically?
Well, you know, Obama has told us he wants to make sure America does not torture. And the only way you can do that is to ensure that America doesn't torture by deterring torture through criminal prosecutions. What a criminal prosecution does, it says to the next person who might prosecute, who might torture. What a criminal prosecution does, it says to the next person who might torture, don't do it, you'll be prosecuted. What an investigatory commission does is not do that. It's essentially an impunity commission. It's giving impunity to the people who torture. Yes, it may bring out some of the facts. Yes, it may come to a conclusion, but it's not enough. Because if we want to if we want to ensure there's no torture in the future, we have to make sure that people understand that if they do it, they can go to jail. The issue here really is all the laws in the world that Obama might want to pass. He might reverse all the Office of Legal Counsel memos. He might apply the anti-torture law to the CIA. He might do all that. But the next president that comes into office can do what this president did, twist the law or say I'm above the law. If that president knows that they can be prosecuted, that won't happen. This has been a long history in this country. We've got to put a stop to it.
Do you have high hopes that this will happen during the Obama administration, or is it possible that it'll happen in future administrations? I mean, what do you think will happen? I mean,
you know, my timeline is long. The arc of justice bends. It bends eventually. It took 35 years with Pinochet to bring him to justice. I don't think it'll take that long. I think it's not a question. I think Obama's going to give us some hope, but I think it's a question of what we all do to insist that there be accountability and accountability through a prosecution for the torture program. This is up to Obama, but it's really more up to all of us.
You were involved in some attempted prosecutions of Donald Rumsfeld in France and Germany, and you mentioned during the panel that there might be more prosecutions in other countries like Spain. Can you sort of give us an update on what's going on with that and the status of the prosecutions in France and Germany?
Well, the general rule is that if the home country prosecutes, then Europe won't prosecute under concepts of what are called universal jurisdiction. So I think in the next period they're going to wait and see a little bit what the U.S. does. But if the U.S. pardons people, if Bush pardons people, or if there's no movement toward prosecution here, then I think prosecutions will be revived in Europe. Currently, there's a prosecution in Italy of 24 CIA agents for the kidnapping of an Egyptian cleric off the streets of Italy. There's also an investigation in Spain because of the CIA rendition flights that have landed in Spain while they were transporting people to torture sites. The prosecutions we brought in Germany and France have not been successful so far. The German prosecution is still on appeal. The French prosecution was dismissed on the ground somehow that Rumsfeld was immune from prosecution, which is completely wrong, but we have no way at this point to reverse the French decision to drop the Rumsfeld case. But I will say this, that I think that these guys will be consulting lawyers, the torture conspirators, Rumsfeld, Cheney, Tennant, Yoos, Addington, will be consulting lawyers before they travel to Europe very easily.
Do you think we'll have a situation where a lot of these Bush administration figures will not be traveling abroad much in the coming years?
I think they're going to check it out. I mean, I think they're going to be very wary of going to Italy. It would be unlikely, I think, that you would see them go there. I think they're going to be wary of Spain. France, I don't know, because France, while it has good law, didn't enforce it against Rumsfeld. And Germany, it's harder to say. But I would say their most dangerous countries to travel to are going to be Italy and Spain.
Okay. Michael Ratner, thank you very much for your time. This is Justin Elliott for TPM Media.